March 2020. The Sussex royal controversy was making headlines. Harry and Meghan were preparing to leave royal life behind, and many people said this was the happiest the couple had looked in years. The Endeavour Fund Awards would become one of their final appearances as working royals before everything changed. Most viewers saw smiles, laughter, and affection. But when you slow the footage down and watch closely, a different story is unfolding. Let's go through these clips, but before we begin, here's the intro. Welcome to Revealing the Narc. Join me as I highlight narcissistic traits in celebrities and public figures. Everything here is in my opinion and not professional advice. If you enjoy the analysis, please like and subscribe. Before we get into today's clips, let's set the stage. The Endeavour Fund Awards are an annual event that celebrates wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans who have used sport and adventure as part of their recovery. The event is particularly important to Harry because we have seen that he is interested in supporting veterans and the military community, though many of us really question his dedication, but that is not a topic for today. Harry had attended the awards for several years, and Meghan joined him after their marriage. In many ways, this was one of the causes that seemed closest to Harry's heart. But March 2020 was not a normal time for the couple. Just weeks earlier, Harry and Meghan had announced that they would be stepping back as senior members of the royal family. The decision shocked the public and triggered months of intense media coverage. At the same time, another controversy was unfolding behind the scenes. Harry and Meghan had hoped to continue using the Sussex royal brand after leaving royal duties. However, it became clear that they would not be permitted to use the word royal for their future commercial ventures. The dispute generated significant headlines and added to the growing tension surrounding their departure. It is against that backdrop that Harry and Meghan arrived at the Endeavour Fund Awards on March 5, 2020. The media reaction was immediate. Many commentators remarked that the couple appeared happier, more relaxed, and more affectionate than they had in years. Photos of them arriving in the rain quickly went viral. There was laughter, hand holding smiles, and what many described as a carefree atmosphere. Supporters saw a couple relieved to be moving on to the next chapter of their lives. Critics argue that they appeared to have emotionally checked out of royal life long before their official departure date. Just 4 days later, the focus would shift dramatically. On March 9, Harry and Meghan attended the Commonwealth Day service at Westminster Abbey. It would be their final major public appearance alongside senior members of the royal family before stepping down. That event generated far more controversy than the Endeavour Fund Awards. Viewers scrutinized every interaction, every greeting, every facial expression, and every seating arrangement. Many described the atmosphere as noticeably tense and uncomfortable. But today, we're not focusing on the 2020 Commonwealth Day service. If this is a video that you want me to do, let me know because I do have a lot of clips that I've made from that event. But today we're going to be focusing on the Endeavour Fund Awards because some people, when they revisit footage of this event, they think they see a happy couple enjoying one of their final royal engagements. But when I slow the clips down and when I watch them closely, I notice several moments that raise very interesting questions. So let's take a look. The first one I want to show you has widely circulated, and I really had to try to enhance it to make it look better. There isn't like official footage of this clip, unfortunately. So that's why the footage is not so clear. But honestly, we don't need that. All we need to do is look at what happens. So there's Harry. He's about to go and say and speak to someone, but instead, he Meghan pushes him back and Meghan goes in instead. Now, notice what Harry does. He does this like submissive dip. This is something that I have seen Harry do before in the 2018 trip to Australia. I will play that clip right after we're done discussing this one. But again, just watch how Meghan is the one, she wants to be the one going in first. Her her posture is a little weird. I don't know. But she pushes him back. He is submissive and she goes in first. Now, what is the importance of this? What is the significance of this? Well, we're seeing here someone in terms of Meghan who I think is no longer inhibited by trying to fall in line with the rules of the royal family. And I mean, granted, she wasn't that concerned before to begin with, but it's almost like the dams burst. And I really feel following January 2020, Meghan's behavior towards Harry, I think, got much more pronounced. In fact, we can even argue. I want to say maybe their South Africa trip at the end of 2019. I think that was around September. Things were already starting to, Megan was starting to already get a little bit bold, but that is a topic for another conversation. Here's another moment. They can't even bear to not hold hands for a couple of seconds. We watched this clip a couple of weeks ago, and it's just kind of childish and funny to me. Nothing major to say there other than, it's inappropriate, I think, uh, when you're considered to be working to display such it's very childish. That's what I want to say. And then the other moment that many people talk about, and you've seen this clip before, but in order to present the entire story of the Endeavour funds, we need to look at it too. It's this moment where this gentleman wants to greet Harry, but Megan wants to go inside that room and she locks her elbow like an anchor and doesn't let him move. She is making it very difficult for him to interact with someone else. This is very controlling behavior. It's controlling Harry's interactions. She's done this many, many times before. And the thing is, she's doing it with a smile on her face. This is the hard thing about being in these toxic relationships because they do it with a smile on their face. You don't even recognize something's happening. Like Harry probably has no idea the resistance he was getting from Megan during the time that this was happening. So, what really made me want to make this video is the clip right here. And it's a group of people talking to Harry and Megan. And what you'll see is Harry starts joking with, putting his arm around the gentleman on his right. I think Megan didn't like this. And what Megan does, in my opinion, is she steps forward and puts her shoulder in a way that it creates distance between Harry and the gentleman in the glasses who is now talking. So, this is one of the things that Megan has done before. She uses her body to create distance and separation between people. And I think that's what she's doing here. She steps in and she's making sure that the gentleman, or I maybe she's not making sure, but I think the goal here is to try to get the attention of the man that's wearing the glasses. Now, there is another time we talked about recently that Megan did this. We talked about it recently, but it's an old clip. It's an interview that Megan did on the red carpet with Sarah Rafferty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that clip after this one. And what you'll see is that the interviewer is asking Sarah Rafferty a question, and the question is directed at Sarah Rafferty's character on Suits, but Megan tries to jump in on that interaction and she uses her shoulder and creates distance between the interviewer and Sarah Rafferty. She's inserting herself, creating a physical barrier in the interaction of these two people.
There's a lot of people who ship Harvey and Donna. Where do you stand on their relationship? Is it more than just friends?
Well, that's so interesting you should ask.
So now this is a continuation of the clip that we just saw. And what I see is another example of Megan pretending to be listening, but she's actually noticing from the corner of her eyes where the cameras are. I think this is a performance for the cameras. We've seen Megan have this look multiple times where she's playing it up for the cameras. And I'll put a couple of examples after this clip so that you can see. And again, like we are basing this on our historical experience of watching how Megan behaves. And she doesn't look like she's actually paying attention to the person. It looks much more like a performance for the cameras. Meghan presented the Celebrating Excellence Award, which was won by Lee Spencer, a former Royal Marine who lost a leg in an accident and later set multiple rowing records, including a record breaking solo Atlantic crossing. Lee was unable to attend the ceremony, so his wife, Claire Spencer, accepted the award on his behalf from Meghan. So here's that moment. Meghan is presenting that award. And to me, I don't think the woman is comfortable with how close that we're getting. It didn't look comfortable to me, but it's another example, I think, of Meghan trying to show that there's this false sense of closeness and intimacy with people. It's really just not respecting other people's physical boundaries. Now, I want to close out today's video and talk about this shoulder block and some lessons that we can learn from this. And there's actually three of them I want to talk about. The first one is pay attention to who gets cut off. In healthy group conversations, people generally leave space for everyone to participate. When one person repeatedly positions themselves between two others, it can subtly limit connection and communication. The second is control isn't always verbal. Most people think controlling behavior looks like giving orders. Often it looks much smaller: where someone stands, who they face, or who they physically exclude from a conversation. And thirdly, watch the pattern, not the moment. Anyone can accidentally step in front of someone once. The question is whether the behavior appears repeatedly across different situations and with different people. And I think the biggest takeaway from this is that people who want connection open the circle, people who want control close it. So I'm curious to know what you all thought about this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I wanted to let you know that I have been working on a collab, a podcast with Royal Daily Tea Michelle, and we've been talking about some interesting things. We just released a book club, our first book club actually, on the book Behind Closed Doors. So please check that out. I'll put a link in the description of this video. And we actually had a conversation talking about the OJ Simpson case. And it was such an interesting conversation. That one I don't think is released yet, but it's going to be coming in the next day or two. I also have another channel. It's an ambiance channel where I'm posting really relaxing clips. And I'm trying to do one that's like a main character summer. That's what I'm calling it, where it's going to be scenic views from different places around the world. It's almost like you're going on vacation. There'll be ambient sounds, and also I'll be playing some music. It's a good way to relax and just enjoy the day. Maybe when you're studying or you want to go to sleep, or when you're cleaning around the house. That's what I do. I'll be real. I'll include a short clip of one towards the end of this video. If you did like this video, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you'll know every time I drop a new video. In lieu of super chats and super stickers, please kindly consider donating to the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Their information will play at the very end of this video. Now, this is an organization that is based out of the United States, and because of that, I will also include contact information for similar organizations in countries throughout the world. Again, I want to thank you all so much for being here. I'm trying to drop videos on the daily, and I appreciate you all so much for watching the videos. Thank you again, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.